to listen in and to make sure that you're getting a lot of good info tonight. We're going to be sharing a lot of good information. We have some amazing stories tonight. I'm so excited. I want to make sure that everybody who's humanly possible can get on this call tonight, gets on this call. So send in one more time, send some more last-minute text. And real quick, I want to ask, by the way, are the lines open? I'm not sure. Dave, is the lines open?
Yes, I have not muted anything yet, buddy.
All right, cool. So I want to know who's on this call and where are you calling from?
Pat Ryan from Canada's here.
Woo! Pat, welcome. Who else is on the call? It's okay. Don't be shy. It's okay. I think I heard Mickey from Orlando is on the line.
Allison, Sam.
Allison, great. It's okay if everyone.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa's in the house.
What?
Anybody else calling in? I'm from Orlando, by the way. Not too far. Anybody else who's calling in? And where you tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Latrina from Tampa, Florida.
All right. So, guys, real quick, once again, if you're just logging in, my name is Kelvin Santana, and I'm here kicking off our TeamViHOPE call. And tonight we have some amazing stories and I cannot wait for you guys to hear them. But first, I want to make sure that we can get everybody as we can that needs to be on this call, guys. So please make another post on Facebook, share it on your wall, send it through text. And even if they get in halfway, it's still going to be worth it for them to jump on this call, guys. We're going to be spreading this call as well. We are recording this call, and we'll be able to share with others, whoever couldn't make it on. So, guys, one more last time. Whoever hasn't spoken up, if you just logged into this call, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Tish Hughes calling from Mount Washington, Kentucky.
Woo!
Kentucky. I love Kentucky.
Yes, my girl.
Is that Super Dave?
That is Super Dave.
The Fireman. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this call started. For those of you, once again, just logging in, my name is Kelvin Santana, and I am the male weight loss champion. I actually became a weight loss champion almost a year from now. It will be next month. I actually was in stage in Louisville, Kentucky, and Kentucky is always in my heart because of that. That's right, Dave. We were on stage together. I actually want to take a second here and to let everybody who know that who's just logging on the call about what this call is all about. This actually started just from a group of us, a huge group of us from the 100-pound club that had the vision to want to do something big this year. We just didn't know what exactly was when we were at the end of the next last year. But then right before the beginning of the new year, we got together, a group of about 25 to 30 of us, representing all over the country from different regions, and we decided to put on a call at least once a week where we could actually share our stories in the hopes that we can inspire somebody out there to make a change in their life. I know that for me, I was thought that when I started my journey, I didn't have hope at the beginning, and seeing other people success actually made me believe that I could do it too. So that's where the Hope Call came from. And tonight we have some amazing stories tonight that I can't wait for you guys to hear. And of two sisters, we call them the Vi sisters, who both have lost over 100 pounds and I think over 270 pounds combined overall in their journey. And you're going to hear a little more about their heart, what they overcame, the struggles they overcame, and what they have to deal with today. So, and at the end, we're going to be wrapping up with some tips some champion tips that you guys don't want to miss. And so, without any further ado, I guess a little bit about my story. About 2.5 years ago, I actually found out about Vi through a friend of mine who was posting on Facebook and was sharing her journey. and I wasn't actually in a desperate position at the time. I was over 320 pounds, and I wanted to make a change desperately because of my daughter. And I had an incident where my daughter fell from the sofa, and I couldn't get up from the couch to get to her. I ended up having to crawl on the floor to off the sofa to be able to get to her. But my wife actually was 8.5 months pregnant, got to her before I could. As a husband, as a father, I realized I had gone way too far, that I couldn't make up any more excuses, and I needed to make a change. And thank God that I found the challenge, or the challenge found me, and I lost my first 10 pounds in my first 3 weeks. I was excited. I kept going. I lost another 20 pounds in my first, within the first 60 days. And then my last 30 days, I lost 20 pounds. I lost over 50 pounds my first 90 days. And I also joke around it because I'm Puerto Rican. I was excited because I never stopped eating my rice and beans every day, well, almost every day. And I could not believe that just by getting in good nutrition for breakfast and for dinner, and I could make such a drastic change. So that was pretty much my journey. After that, I decided to make it into a lifestyle. I ended up losing over 117 pounds, entered my results, and I became national champion almost a year ago. And my daughter actually just handed me the trophy. She heard me telling the story, and she just brought me my trophy to put it in my hands. So, anyways, I'm actually sitting on the spot where she fell. And I tell you this because it's amazing where I was sitting on this floor 2.5 years ago, and I went on stage in front of thousands of people, being able to walk on stage as a champion. So anything is possible, guys. So tonight, without any further ado, I want to kick it off to my awesome, amazing co-host, guys. If you haven't seen or heard her story, you need to look her up on Facebook. I'm talking no other than Southwest Regional Champion, Teresa Thomas. Are you there?
I'm here. Thank you, Calvin.
All right. Well, I can't wait till you introduce our guest and tell a bit about your story.
Sure. Well, I started with Vitalis about 2 years ago as well. And me, of course, being in denial that I had gained so much weight after moving from Michigan down to the big old state of Texas by myself with no family, no friends here. Started gaining a lot of weight by eating all those tacos. Calvin, I'm sure you can attest to those. And, well, let's just say with having a thyroid disorder my entire life, with dealing with thyroid cancer, the whole nine, a family history of heart disease, my father passing from renal kidney failure, my brother having a heart attack at the age of 30. I took it serious. It was part of my health. I knew I needed something. I was introduced by an old UPS driver from one of my old jobs back home in Michigan. Bless his heart, he had been chasing me, and finally I gave in. So about 2 years later, I am proud to say I'm down 135 pounds, over 60 inches overall, which is insane, from a size 24 to a size 4. And I'm so ecstatic that I have taken on this lifestyle. I've been able to do things that I've never been able to do before in my entire life. Even being a high school athlete, I'm doing things now that I could not do back in high school. So at the age of 32, just turned 32 last week, I feel like I am 18 and I'm on fire. So I'm so excited. Without further ado, I want to jump right into these stories because I'm so excited. I wish I had a sister that could take this challenge with me. Instead, I have a stubborn brother. So maybe I can learn something from these sisters. First, I want to introduce, they're both out of Nebraska. So I have Kathy out of Columbus, Nebraska. Are you there, Kathy?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Why don't you go ahead, take it away, tell us a little about your story.
Hi, my name is Kathy Ladderhoff. At my heaviest, I weighed 399 pounds. And due to a medication, I gained 100 pounds. And I went off of that medication and lost 71 pounds before someone from Vitalis found my sister, Wendy. I have hypothyroidism, and I had high blood pressure, horrid acid reflux, and both of which I was on medication on, and I aspirated with my sleep with my acid reflux. I was terribly depressed, had anxiety and migraines so bad I got shots for both weekly in the ER several times a week. And I lived in my bedroom for 4 years prior to VI, feeling like my only purpose in life was waiting to die. Our mom saw our daily struggles with obesity and passed away 2 years and 2 months ago. And we feel her by our side, pushing us to get us healthy and high-fiving us in our successes. So I started ViSalus at 327 pounds, and in my first 90 days, I lost 55 pounds. On my second 90-day challenge, I lost 101.2 pounds. And on my year anniversary, I had lost 160 pounds. I knew I was going to change my life. I had no idea I was going to blow it out of the water. I am no longer on high blood pressure medicine or acid reflux medicine. I do not get anxiety shots or migraine shots any longer. And I have been working for a year where I couldn't go into public at all because of my anxiety. And today I have a total loss of 165 pounds, over 12 feet in inches. I went from a 5X shirt to a small and a 28W pant to a 10 pant, and I'm almost in a size 8.
Holy cow! Did y'all hear that? No shots.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to go for any more shots. She's reduced meds. She's down over 160 pounds.
Garbage bag.
I am in shock. That is amazing, Kathy. Congratulations. I'm so excited now. You're so welcome. I'm so excited now to pass this over to Wendy, is it Genoa, Nebraska?
That's right.
Awesome. Go ahead, take it away.
Hey, thank you. It is such an honor to be part of the Vice Century Club. I could not have done any of this without my sister Kathy. I'm going to cry. Sorry. I am an ex-athlete. I was injured in high school. I hurt my knee, and I slowly slowed down, and I wasn't obese until my mid-30s when my addiction went to food. I have bone-on-bone knees, and I need a new right knee. I have lower back issues. I had high blood pressure prior to VI and heartburn issues. And I have hypothyroidism. The main reason I started was because I deliver mail, and I almost had to quit my job because it was too hard being a rural carrier, getting in and out of the car and delivering the mail and the packages. We started together. In my first challenge, I also lost 55 pounds, and it took me a year to lose 110 pounds. And the way I started, I just started walking 10 minutes one direction, and then I would walk 10 minutes back home. And then June of that year, which 2013, I walked half a marathon. And I spent most of my time on the Shape Kit, and I usually did get it for free because free tastes better. And I am a Vi junkie, so along the way I have developed a love for all the products. My favorite probably has to be the Pro Old Neuro mixed with the trim. A year ago my back flared up. And I slowly started going backwards again, so I did gain some of my weight back. So if you ever find yourself slipping back, reach out right away to the Vi family. If you must cheat fair. That means extra meat or veggies. And if you fall, please get back up right away. I know that I am my toughest critic. I'm really hard on myself. And something I have to do daily is to remind myself how I would treat other people, my kids or my parents or my Vi family. What would I say to them? And that's the kind of talk that I try to tell myself. And remember, you can always lean or take the energy from the Kathy Latterhoffs or the Calvins or the Tony and Rhondas or the Natashas, whoever you need to get energy from, take it. That's why they're here. I am worth it, and so are you. Just believe. And fake it until you make it, and you will make it. And thank you so much for everything you all have done for me.
Thank you so much, Wendy. I'm over here trying not to cry because y'all got me all teared up right now. So you had high blood pressure that's gone now. You started somewhere. You made a great point that you just started somewhere, and now you walked a half marathon? I mean, without your knee issues, not having anything on your knees, having bone to bone, that is incredible. That is an accomplishment in its own. So we are so very proud of you ladies. I'm getting choked up. I'm sorry. So proud of you ladies. Look them up on Facebook for some inspiration. We have pictures everywhere that we are sharing of them as well. I'm going to kick this back over to Calvin before I lose it.
Wow. I've always admired Kathy and Wendy. I actually got to meet them in Houston this past year, and it was such an instant connection with them. And it's been amazing how we've been able to, have conversations even through Facebook since then. And I feel like I know them very much, and I've always been cheering them on, and they're always in my prayers. So I'm so excited that they were able to share that part of the story. And so a lot of us probably didn't know that they were like all over the national media. We reached out to the a little bit to the papers, and people knew their story, and their hope was to inspire other people. So they actually were doing kind of like the hope call before any of us were doing this. So thank you so much, girls, for sharing. And tonight, guys, you guys heard a couple key things that I thought that I wanted to share, about this. They pretty much, they had a death in the family, and sometimes when that happens, we spiral out of control, and we make bad eating habits. And other times, it can fuel you to make better decisions and about your health. And sometimes that's one of the things that I've learned over the past several years is every time something negative happens in my life, I use it to fuel it to create positive. Why stay in the negative when that's not going to get me anywhere? It's time to, when your back's against the wall, it's time to walk forward. And so, guys, tonight we wanted to share these stories because, to be honest with you guys have probably spent most of your life thinking about your health and how to improve it, at least maybe in the last couple of months or at least in your whole life, depending on where you're at. And, guys, this is truth.
Calvin, you there?
Hello?
Calvin, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, so Calvin, we lost Calvin.
Can I just add my tips? I didn't add my tips.
Is this Kathy?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
You must make time for you daily, whether it's exercising or something you like to do, because you are alive too. You are important too. And if the people around you are eating unhealthy or something bothers you that's making you stressful, walk away from that and run to the gym or run out the door and go for a walk. My favorite product outside of my kit is probably the oatmeal raisin cookie or the Neon. I started on the shake kit, but I am a Visalis user, period, so I use all of the products. And free is better. I only paid for my first kit in 23 months. And I, too, could not have done it without my sister. She has been my rock.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Calvin, are you back yet?
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry. I was actually grateful that she was able to share. In fact, she wanted us to, we're going to do a couple minutes. I actually had a question for you, Teresa. I know that you get slammed with tons of questions. And what is one of the most popular questions that you get as far as, like, people wanting advice?
I get two questions a lot, and the number one question is, what do I snack on? What do I eat in between my 2 shakes and my meal?
Oh, exactly. I get that a lot too. What are some examples of some of the snacks that you like to snack on?
Well, when I first started my challenge, I was very big on fruits. So just having like a little mandarin or oranges or apple slices, pineapple, something of that nature. I always had that with me. Almonds and cashews were a big one. Proper servings, of course. I had a big issue with that. Hummus with veggies, and of course, like my favorites were always Vi cookies, but right now they're Vi bites. So those are a few of my favorite snacks. What about you?
That's awesome. You mentioned several of them. Basically, my go-to were almonds and apples. And I actually looked it up online, and I found some information about snacks that boost your metabolism. You can actually Google that, and you'll find like a list of like 10 to 20 different types of foods, and that's kind of where I would stay in that comfort zone. And and I would snack on salad on like carrots and with hummus and stuff like that, and that's kind of where I stayed on snack-wise. I always had them with me, too. I always had my almonds and my apples on me, and that's pretty much what I snacked on. Or, mozzarella sticks, but like the low-fat sometimes, if I wanted cheese. but that was cool. And what was the other one that you get? What's the other question you get?
Exercise. What did I do to exercise? Where did I start? How did I start? And honestly, I'll start this off because when I first started, all I could really do was walk on the treadmill or walk outside. And the ladies just mentioned that they did the same thing. They walked 10 minutes from home and walked 10 minutes back. And that's really all you need to do is to start. Y'all touched on something else, too, about with a death in the family, how it strikes you and spiral you down. When I lost my father, I was down 70 pounds. I plateaued for 8 months. 8 months before somebody challenged me to run a full marathon when I couldn't even run a mile. So what did I do? I started somewhere. I just started running. I started walk running. I started sprinting. I tried all different forms of running so that I could try my darndest at being able to finish that marathon. I hit my 100-pound weight loss, and a month later, after hitting that 100-pound weight loss, I ran my first full marathon. So it's possible. It's so possible when to think back when I just started, all I did was walk on a treadmill. And now I'm running full marathons, 5Ks, half marathons, and I think my boyfriend just talked me into a Tough Mudder too. I don't know. But so it's so possible. It's so possible. What about you, Calvin? What did you do?
Well, I had a calf injury. That was one of the reasons why I gained the weight I had lost after my daughter was born. After my daughter was born, I was like around 340 pounds. And I decided to go to the gym for the first time pretty much, and I lost almost like 25 pounds. But I gained it back after I had my calf injury because I just didn't know what I was doing in the gym. And after that, I pretty much gave up, and I didn't want to do anything. When I started on the challenge, after about 2 weeks, I noticed that I had a lot more energy, and I was like, well, let me start at least walking a little bit. So I started walking for about 10 minutes, kind of like Wendy and Kathy were talking about. But I kept it for about 10 minutes. And then I read a little article about interval training, and I couldn't really do interval training, I thought. But I'm like, I'm going to do it just while walking. So I did 2-minute warm-up of just walking really slow because that's all I could do really. And I had these little tiny 2-pound hand weights. And I just started, I would go as fast as I can for 30 seconds. And then after that, I would drop back down to about a minute to catch my breath, really, sometimes 2 minutes. And then I would go 30 seconds again, as hard as I could. And then I just did that for like 4 times. And then I would just walk it off like the last minute or two just to catch my breath. And then that was my exercise. That's all I did. And then I ended up losing 30 pounds in those 2 months. And then the last month, well, actually about the last 3 weeks, I actually started going to the treadmill. And I started doing about 20 minutes on the treadmill. That's basically what I did. People were like, wow, did you like do something major, crazy exercise? I'm like, not really. Because in reality, as we know, a lot of the majority of the weight loss is nutrition.
Very true. What do they say? It's 80% nutrition, 20%.
That's right. 80%, 20% of your workout activity, level of activity. And guys, you don't have to kill yourself working out. In fact, right now we have something in ViSalus called challenge groups. And if you're, depending on where you're at, you can reach out to us and we can maybe point you to a direction to a challenge group in your area. And that way you can actually work out with people and get motivation, and they can teach you the basics, And the most important thing is that you actually are feeding yourself the proper nutrition. And guys, that leads me to wrap up the call tonight. Guys, the decision to change my eating habits and my nutrition not only changed my future, but it impacted the fitness levels and goals of my wife and kids. It influenced them in many ways without ever me saying a word. My transformation, I know that it will be forever be an example to the future generations of my family of what happens if you believe and you have hope that you can actually do it and go for it. Now is the time to act. There's a saying that people say, it's actually scientific law that says emotion follows motion, or motion precedes emotion. Sometimes you just have to act your way out there. I like it. Someone said, just take it till you make it. Just go, and all of a sudden your emotion starts going after. I know I follow Teresa and her runs and stuff, and you can see it. She gets intense. But I know at the beginning she probably doesn't even want to work out. Sometimes she might wake up not feeling well, but she'll go and do it anyways, and she feels amazing afterwards. I know that's the way I am sometimes, and that's, you just got to get going. Another thing is making sure your meal plans are on point, and that's the thing with our challenge. We have different kits and different things to help you with your nutrition. And guys, we're here to help you with support, to teach you what to do. I would, in fact, if I were you, write this down. If you haven't seen this, go to overview.vi.com. That's overview.vi.com, and you will see all the different kits that we offer as far as meal plans for people who are trying to hit their goals. I know my kit that I used was a transformation kit for my first goals, and then now I'm on the fit kit and for my fitness goals. And that could be for you as well. And like I mentioned, you can get your kit for free as well. And that is something that I blew me away, that as I was doing my challenge, I was just sharing it with other people because I felt so good. And people were just, of course, joining left and right. I was telling everybody that I care about, like, hey, let's do this together. And there, little by little, people started joining, and actually a lot of people started joining. And next thing I know, it's been like almost 30 months, and I haven't paid for a kit. And I get my kit for free every month. And my wife gets it for free. My daughter gets it for free. So if you need help, make sure you reach out to the person who put you on this call, and they will definitely help you to do that as well. So, guys, what are you waiting for? Do you know what time is it? It's now o'clock. You spent whole life probably thinking about this or what you need to do. Well, the challenge has come up to your doorstep, and it's up to you to make a decision like I did. And we're here waiting for you. This time you're not going to be alone. We're here for you. Reach out to us. We actually are on social media. My name, again, is Calvin Santana. We have Teresa Thomas. And there's a big community of us out there. So, guys, let's make it happen. Thank you guys for joining on this call. And this call is officially wrapped. Have a good night, guys.
Woohoo!
Kathy?
Great job.
Thank you. It was great. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
I missed the tail end of it. It cut out with Kelvin. Is the call over?
I think so, because they said that's what they said.
Oh.